what does this woman, this guy, and this other guy have in common? Sure, they're all wealthy, and I bet you they all had plastic surgery, but what's more important is they own their own corporation. And after this section, you can join them too, because we're going to reveal the secrets behind how you can create your own corporation so that you get the same benefits that those other people get. And the benefits are pretty substantial. Now, we do have to pause here for a second, just get something out of the way. You see this guy? We're not like him, okay? We are not lawyers who are going to give you legal advice. We are business people who have certain experiences that have caused us to believe that setting up a corporation is a good thing. But if you do want legal advice, we recommend that you visit sites like LegalZoom and Rocket Lawyer. They both allow you to talk to lawyers for very reasonable fees. So let's get started. Let me show you what happens if you don't have a corporation. Here's Mary. She's a super nice woman. She'd been selling on Amazon since 2009, and she'd been doing an excellent job. She'd been selling product after product without setting up a corporation. And so you'd think, what's wrong with that? Clearly, she's doing very well for herself. She makes a ton of money. She was able to afford to get her own house, her own brand new car, and everything was great. Until one day, an angry customer decided to sue Mary because she was the one that sold the product. And so he was able to actually get her money, get her house, and get her car. Now let me show you what would have happened if she had set up a corporation. Let's run this scenario one more time. In this case, she sets up a company and she steps out of the way. Now it's no longer Mary who is selling the products, but Mary's company who's selling the products. And so she's still able to do just as much business as before. She's able to make a ton of money. She's able to buy her own house and buy her own car. But now, when the angry customer comes, he has to sue the company because it is the company that sold the products and not Mary. And so the maximum that he could get out of this lawsuit is whatever is in the company as of this moment. He is not able to access Mary's personal wealth. He's not able to get at her house or get at her car. This is called limited liability protection. It is one of the most important benefits and reasons why people set up a corporation. And guess what? This is not the only benefit of having a corporation. There are others. Another thing you'll get is heightened credibility from people that you'll work with when setting up your Amazon business. For example, manufacturers who might produce your product may be more willing to give you lower prices since they'll see you as a serious company that can provide them with a lot of future business. They'll respond faster to your emails. They'll be a little bit more careful about your batch of inventory, making sure it's perfect. All because they see you as a credible company that might be a long-term partner. In addition, it'll also help you get a little bit more organized. You'll have your personal bank account and your business bank account separated, which will make accounting much easier when it comes time to file taxes. And finally, some people get tax benefits from creating a corporation. For example, they may be able to declare certain losses as corporate losses or certain expenditures as business expenditures and get a bit of a break when they do their taxes. And these benefits usually last as long as you have the company. So even though it takes a little bit of time initially to create it, you can use it for the rest of your life and keep on getting these benefits. So given these benefits, why doesn't everyone set up a company? Well, it does take a little time and money to do that. In some states like California, it can cost up to $1,000 and $800 per year to have a company. However, we're going to show you states to set up your company that will cost as little as $200 to $300. And in terms of time investment, it's about 4 hours. So with this information, you can decide for yourself whether you think that the benefits outweigh the costs. There are several different types of corporate entities. Some, for example, like sole proprietorship, don't give you a lot of the benefits that we want as Amazon sellers. They don't give you, for example, limited liability protection. And so that is not the best type of corporation to set up for this type of business. Instead, we have two other options. We have limited liability corporations and S corporations. S corporations have an advantage, which is you could, as an S corporation, issue stocks. However, if you're just starting out, it's going to be very, very, very difficult for you to start issuing stocks because you're not going to have a lot in revenue. And so we actually recommend limited liability corporations. We've found that these, in our experience, have worked out better. They are actually cheaper to create than S corporations. It'll take you much less time to create them. US foreigners can also create limited liability corporations, and it does still allow you to have subsidiaries. So now you need to think about what state you'd like to set up your corporation in. You don't necessarily need to set up a corporation in the same state as where you live, especially if you don't have employees or a leased office in that state. A lot of people recommend Delaware as a good place to set up your business. But we've actually found that Wyoming and Nevada can give you the same benefits as Delaware and more. You won't have to deal with corporate taxes, you won't have to deal with franchise taxes, and there's no IRS information sharing. Now, we've gone over the benefits and the costs of setting up the corporation. We've gone over the different types of corporations that you can set up. And we've gone over the states in which you can set up those corporations. In the next section, we're going to show you how easy it is to create your own corporation using two different sites. The first we're going to show you is LegalZoom, and the second is Rocket Lawyer. These are just two sites that we picked that we found were very, very user-friendly and allowed you to create a company in a reasonable amount of time and for a reasonable cost. There are many other sites out there, so feel free to choose whichever one works for you. Let's do this. Setting up a corporation on LegalZoom is very easy. Simply click on LLC for the limited liability corporation. Say that you want to start a new business and select the state in which you'd like to form the corporation. Then click Get Started. Again, you'll fill out the state in which you're setting up your corporation, an email address. You'll indicate what your business is doing. In this case, retail, internet sales. Here, I'm going to set it to be a single owner business, a new business, one in which I'm not sure whether there will be employees in the next year. And the end of the fiscal year, I'll set to December 31st. Here, you'll set the address for your business. You'll set up the name of your business. If you still are not sure what exactly you'll be selling, that's okay. You can even create your own brand new name, for example, Talacar. Here I'll say that I'm not going to be doing business with another name. Now we'll get to the owners and management section. Here I'll put my full name, my title, I'll be the only owner of the business, and I'll have LegalZoom be my registered agent. You will need a registered agent. Most of them charge around the same price as LegalZoom, so for convenience, I've always allowed them to be the registered agent. I also allow them to take care of all the tax identification numbers and provide those for me as well, so I don't have to do that myself. Generally, I don't need help with my taxes, so I'll click no thank you. I will not own a vehicle or be involved in gambling. I don't sell alcohol, and I don't have any goods subject to an excise tax, and I'll click continue. Here again, I'll put in my phone number and social security number. Here you can choose a compliance package. Now, in my opinion, this is not necessarily something that you need. It does cost money, so I'm just going to choose no thanks. LegalZoom also offers to give you an overview of all the licenses and permits and tax registrations that you might need for your business. Because we are selling solely online through Amazon, you will probably not need this kind of guidance. If you'd like it, feel free. It costs $74.99, but I'm just going to skip it for now. Here, LegalZoom is trying to sell you in on their 30-day trial of Business Advantage. With Business Advantage, they give you a bunch of different forms that you may use in your first months of having a business, like a non-disclosure agreement or a general agreement. In the case that you're selling on Amazon, these are not as important. So in this case, I'm going to say no, I decline this offer because I don't want to be charged $8 per month. If you'd like, you can apply for a business credit card. They'll give you some credit here. I don't need it right now. We don't need a domain. At the very end of this process, you can review all of the information that you provided to them. And if it looks good, click save and continue. The section in which you get to choose what type of service you would like. In the economy, you get the LLC state documents, you get your personalized operating agreement, and it takes about 20 to 35 business days. With the other plans, you get a little bit more, but I'm not sure if you'll necessarily need all of those additional services. If you are in a rush, the Express Gold does give you priority rush, but again, it might not be necessary. So I will just go with economy. And again, you can review it. You'll fill out your contact information, your credit card information, and as soon as you click agree and place order, your forms will be filed in the appropriate state. And that's it. It's as simple as that, and you are on your way to owning your own business. Setting up a corporation on Rocket Lawyer is super simple and fast. Simply go to rocketlawyer.com and click on Incorporate and More. Here you'll select the state in which you'd like to incorporate, as well as the business entity that you'd like to form. Then you'll fill out your primary contact information. Now select your entity type and the state in which you'll be creating the company. Here you'll write in your company's name. If you're going to be selling products in any category or are still not sure exactly what you'll be focused on, you can make this a very general name. You can even make up a name, for example, and you'll be selling products on Amazon. Your industry is retail, and you can set yourself as a primary contact for the LLC. If you'd like to be the only member of this company, click no. Otherwise, you can select yes, and then it'll ask you for their contact information. Generally, it takes about 7 to 10 business days to process all of the forms in Wyoming. And this will cost $100. If you'd like this even sooner, you can pay $160 for rush filing, which will get you all the documents within just 3 to 5 business days. I'm gonna select that right now. And here I encourage you to just have Rocket Lawyer deal with your tax ID and get it for you. It's only $60. You'll enter in your social security number and you'll select whether you want a personalized corporate kit and seal for $100. This may make it a little bit easier to keep everything organized. You'll have all of the stock certificates, the corporate seal in a single company binder. If you don't really need that, you can get just the personalized corporate seal only for $40. Generally, you'll pay an incorporation processing fee of $100, as well as a registered agent service fee of $150 a year. However, if you would like, you can opt into the free trial of the Rocket Lawyer Accelerate plan. So this will waive the typical $100 processing fee, and it includes a Rocket Lawyer registered agent service, which ordinarily would cost $150 per year. So you can try out the trial And if you don't like it within 2 to 3 days, you can cancel at that moment, and you will not be charged the traditional $49.95 fee per month. Finally, you'll review all of the information, make sure it's exactly what you want, because this is what's going to be sent to the government to create your company. And you'll be one step closer to the ranks of Donald Trump, Oprah Winfrey, and many others who have created their own corporations in order to get the benefits we talked about earlier.